this is why I do it. It's to show all women in our ads. I don't have a prototype of what a model is supposed to look like. I show real women, all ages, all body types. I also came from a background of being a model in New York for many years, and I struggled with eating disorders and never feeling good enough, never feeling worthy. So these are all things that I want to change, and I'm a big believer of turning your trauma into medicine for others. I think that's why I'm here on earth, is to really help other people step into their power, see their strength, see their worthiness just as they are. So
what is going on, guys? We're back with another episode of the What's Your Hustle podcast. Today I have Natalia Graf-Anders with me. She is the CEO and founder of Sync Equestrian. So I'll let you kind of give a quick little 10-second introduction of yourself, and we'll go right into it.
Well, my name is Natalia, and I'm the CEO and founder of Sync Equestrian, a global apparel brand. And I built a company from the ground up. I started with 3 products in my apartment, and now we have grown to over 100 products, employees, a warehouse, and we're one of the top global brands in the world.
For equestrian apparel.
Yeah.
That actually, because a little behind the scenes, we worked with you. We've done a branding video with you. The apparel looks awesome.
Thank you.
It looks awesome. And I'm not just saying that. I think it's one of those where there was another client of ours. We were shooting with them a couple days after, and they even stopped. They said, who is Sync Equestrian? And I was like, they're an apparel. I was like, oh, here's my time to shine.
You're my salesperson.
Yeah. So I explained everything, and they were like, their stuff looks so good. And she was like, I just want to buy it because it looks comfortable and just to wear. I don't even have a horse, but I just want to wear it. I was like, nothing's stopping
It's so funny you say that, because we have so many people who don't even ride horses who buy our stuff because they just love how it looks, which tells me we're hitting every market. It's specific for equestrians because of the full seat designs and knee patch and the things you need when you're riding, but the designs and styles are so cute, and just anybody can wear them. So it makes me happy that she loved them.
Yeah. She was like, it looks good. And I think she was kind of saying wow, that's impressive you're working with. I was like, yeah, I mean, we work with a lot of different businesses, not just real estate or this or that. So it was nice because, game recognized game type.
Yeah,
so.
I love it.
So how did you get into equestrian apparel? Right, that's a very unique business.
Yeah.
So how'd you get into it?
So I saw a problem in the market as far as the clothing for equestrians in particular. So the first company I started was actually a social media agency, more actually a marketing agency, where I helped local businesses scale through advertising. And so I learned how to, do Facebook ads, Google ads, Instagram, TikTok, all of the social media networks that were just coming up. Actually, I don't even think TikTok was around. This was in 2018-ish. So TikTok, I don't remember doing TikTok.
If it was, it might have been brand
new. Mm-hmm. But I learned how to do Facebook ads and all of these things to market businesses online. I saw that online advertisement is the future. And if I can get in and learn all of this, I can create and help other businesses. Early on in that business, I learned that I wasn't necessarily interested in having accounts the way that business was set up, because it reminded me of my corporate job, which is what I wanted to get out of. I'm a very creative person. I love to create, especially products. And as I was, building that company, I realized there was a huge problem in the market for equestrian clothing when it came to fit, when it came to comfort, when it came to how it looked, when it came to everything, even advertisement. I just saw a market that could use so much help. So I started with 3 products, and we sold out really quickly. I designed it the way I would. So it's almost like I would buy a pair of breeches and I would say to myself, I wish this had this and it was more like this and blah, 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 blah. And then one day I was like, well,
I'm just going to do it myself.
Solve the problem myself, right? And if I have these problems, I guarantee other women do as well, which was the case. So then we started with 3 products and quickly scaled. It would sell. I'd order more. Inventory would sell out. I would order more, add more designs, listen to my audience, listen to my customers. And I'm just so grateful to be, where we are now 6 years later. But that's how it all started.
No, that's awesome. It's nice to hear somebody that started from the very bottom. Hey, this is just an idea, and
Yeah.
now you've turned it into this thing that like it's a full on operation, right?
Right.
That's pretty cool. So did you have a background in like equestrian and horseback riding and everything kind of intertwined? Like, was it something you did growing up? Did you know
Yeah.
how did you get into that side of it?
So I was born and raised in Germany, and I moved here when I was 12. And horseback riding and horses and equestrianism is like really popular in Europe. So I grew up riding, and it's kind of been my anchor when I moved here when I was 12. I didn't speak English, I didn't understand anything, but I understood horses. So I always turned to horses anytime things got hard in my life. And having apparel, like there was a story that I shared when we did our thing. When I was 12, when we moved here, we will go and pick up my grandparents, not my parents, they were with me. My
Yeah.
grandparents
They
from
were
the
probably the ones driving. Yeah. Yeah.
my grandparents from the airport. And I was so lost, 12 years old, didn't speak English, didn't know what was going on. And I would just put on my favorite pair of breeches, polish my riding boots, put on my riding shirt, and walk around the airport with my shoulders up and just feel so confident, so capable. And my equestrian clothing just really gave me the sense of capability and strength at a time where life was just super confusing. And well, I don't think, I know this is why I created equestrian clothing for women. Our brand is very empowering. Like all of our messaging, all of the branding is just all about stepping into your power, owning your strength, never dimming your light. And these are all messages that helped carry me forward as that 12-year-old child. And it was in that clothing. Horses have just always been my anchor of finding myself. They're home to me. So to be able to do this and to help other women feel that confidence throughout the clothing has just been a dream come true. We get countless emails and messages about women from all walks and stages of life, women who have scars on their bodies from cancer. This one particular email, like I was bawling. And she mentioned that she had a big scar around her belly area and no breeches ever fit properly. She could not ride. She couldn't wear breeches because it hurt. But then she
Wow.
discovered our breeches, and for the first time in 20 plus years, she finally felt comfortable. She could ride. She could do the thing that she loves. And on top of that, she said she felt beautiful in a way she had never in such a long time. So this is why I do it. It's to show all women in our ads. I don't have a prototype of what a model is supposed to look like. I show real women, all ages, all body types. I also came from a background of being a model in New York for many years, and I struggled with eating disorders and never feeling good enough, never feeling worthy. So these are all things that I want to change, and I'm a big believer of turning your trauma into medicine for others. I think that's why I'm here on earth, is to really help other people step into their power, see their strength, see their worthiness just as they are. So yeah, Sync started as just clothing, but it's really just grown into this big brand of empowerment for all women.
Yeah. No, it sounds like that's really cool, and it's kind of I can see my own vision in how we run, how my business came. But it sounds like you actually like used your life, used all your experiences growing up and kind of brought it all into this one company that is now doing great things for, the very person you were that needed this. Almost like you made something that would have helped you back when you were having, when you were a kid and not knowing and like that confidence level. And
Yeah,
it's almost like a little bit of like a kind of like manifestation, kind of like
absolutely.
it's one of those where it's like you almost kind of like built this thing that is now one, it's doing awesome, but then like it's actually empowering and helping
Hmm.
females and in the industry of what you're in. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I never thought about it like that, but I love that. And absolutely, I think if I would have had this brand around when I was that 12-year-old kid, oh my God, like I would have felt even more empowered and
Yeah.
capable. So yeah, I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, it's interesting how things work like that. Like you use kind of your experiences to kind of, that's what's kind of guiding you through, quote unquote life. And
Yeah.
it's nice to be able to like actually now, not only is it just your experiences, but now it's like now this is its own thing. It's
Hmm.
grown into now it's not just you, like if you were to, tomorrow be like, hey, you know what, I'm gonna step away, which it sounds like that's not in the
Right.
cards, but Sync will carry on to, be great and keep moving in the direction that it is, obviously you're leading it, but it's now kind of like separating from you. It's not just you. It's now its own thing, which is awesome.
It's its own entity.
Yeah. It's so crazy to think about, like, because I even think about it like with Hustle Productions, like it's like this was an idea in my head, and now there's people that rely on us for a living, rely on us for all these, and we're trying to help and do all these things, through marketing, through media, through all the different channels and different offerings that we put out there.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is kind of crazy to think about. It's a little overwhelming sometimes. You probably feel that, more than
Absolutely.
anything.
Yeah, I mean, having a business can get super overwhelming. You have a lot of things on your mind all the time, even if you are quote unquote done working.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. They're sometimes they have a mind of their own, but yeah.
It's a good retract. Yeah, so even when you're quote unquote done working, you're never really done working because I'm constantly thinking about things in the shower. I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning thinking about something. And I'm like, no, go to sleep. You need your sleep, But it's also exciting because I look forward to getting out of bed because I look forward to creating. This is the thing about entrepreneurship. I don't think entrepreneurship is for everyone. I used to try to drill it on everyone because I just could not understand how people can't sense this freedom of what you've created yourself. But in the same token, I've now learned that it's not for everyone because it requires you to be thinking about things all the time. You have to be good at wearing every hat when you first start, It's not something that you can do, check off a list, and then be done with it. Versus like if you were an employee, for example. And then the benefit of being an employee is that after 5 p.m., you can close your laptop, you're done. Over the weekend, you're done until Monday comes. As an entrepreneur, you're never done. But it's also exciting. It's a roller coaster. You're always growing. You have your ups and your downs. And when you have those downs, it actually makes you appreciate all of the ups that you have too. So it's just a really crazy game created for really crazy people. And I'm a psychopath about it. I love entrepreneurship.
Yeah, no, I think you said it perfectly. I'm in that same mindset as my brain is constantly 24/7. And I feel bad for everyone that's on my inner circle because I'll random messages, ideas. Hey, what do you think about this? Hey, there's sometimes I feel like I have to like schedule like don't bother people time, like just kind of keep, because I'm always making sure things are like running smooth. We're delivering. Hey, what projects we have coming up? Are we good? Are we keeping things? And, and just kind of like quarterbacking, like, hey, what is everybody doing? What's going on? And that's important because like you do need that kind of like that person leading the ship. Right. But I have that feeling of like, I'm always 24/7. Like if it's not like me thinking about like my brain isn't focused on like my wife or my kids.
Right.
It's my business is now the next thing. Right.
Yeah.
So it does. And that idea of like being able to just kind of close the computer and, hey, I'm going to take the weekend off. There's no like, I have people all the time like, so, what's your schedule? Like, when are you off? I'm like, I'm never off.
Right.
I'm never off. There's some times that I'm not working, doing as much as I do, during the week or even on the weekend. Like I'll find little pockets and windows where I'm like, hey, it's nap time. I'm jumping on the computer and I'm going to knock out like 3 things.
Right.
Just because that'll just make Monday a little bit easier. But I'm also like, I'm always thinking about it. So,
but it's your baby too. That's the thing. I think that's what people who are not an entrepreneur can't feel. It's like when you create something from a vision and it's manifested itself into your physical presence, it's like your child. You nurture it, you love it, you want the best for it, you protect it. Like I'll go to bat for my business. If anybody tries to come after me in any way where I feel like they're trying to threaten me or something like that, I'll go to bat.
Yeah.
I'll protect it. I'll nurture it. I'll love it. It's like your child,
and you want the good thing. Like you don't want negative vibes. You don't want negative energy. You want
negative influences.
Yes.
Anything that can hurt this baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get it out of sight.
Yeah. And that's exactly, and care for it. And like you said, nurture it. Give it the things it needs. Right. Now that's a good analogy. It's funny because I think about like just a little business kind of walking around, but I don't think
like your logo's got legs.
Yeah. No, but it is true because like there are like kind of those checkpoints or like those things you want to, the milestones you want to get to, right? You just start out and it's like, hey, I just want to get my first client. I just want to get my first sale. Then it's like, now let me get the next one. Okay, now you switch it to more of like the money side or the monetization. All right, I want to get, to a certain dollar amount, right? And then you kind of grow from there. And it's the same thing. Like, I want to get through elementary school. I want to get to high school. I want to get to, I want to be out on my own. I want to do my own thing, right? And it's very similar.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of like what I've been struggling with recently for me personally is like $500,000 month. Great. I need 1 million. Okay, $1 million month. I need 1.5 million, right? So I'm right now just trying to also enjoy where I'm at. So we could 500K this month. That's fucking amazing. Enjoy that, instead of constantly jumping. But I also think this is a retrospect. I think it's a beautiful trait of entrepreneurship where we're always trying to grow and we're always trying to get better, but it can get really toxic if we can't also just enjoy what we've created. And this is what I truly struggle with because I'm always thinking about the next best thing. I'm always thinking about improvement. I'm always thinking about, okay, great, we did that, pat on the back. Now let's go double that. Let's go do this, And I want to teach myself to just be more in that moment of presence and enjoying it without always feeling like I need to do more and more and more and more. And I had that realization like over the last couple of weeks where I'm like, wow, like I don't even enjoy where I'm at because I'm constantly trying to get to the next goal, which has been great. And it's helped me grow this into a multi-million-dollar business. But how can I also enjoy where I'm at while still keeping that without it getting toxic?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's a very good thought to have. I'm kind of the same way. It's like, okay, this was great. But hey, let's celebrate this quick win.
Okay.
And then we're getting right back into it. Like, and it's like, hold on a second. Let's take a step back here. Like, go talk to Matt Wilson, from 4 years ago and tell them where, like, think about like if you would tell them where you are now.
I love that.
It's like they would probably tackle they would be like, what? No way.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of writing it off like whatever, let's just keep moving. Like celebrate it, right? Especially
talk to your past self.
Yeah. Think about like, would my past self like, be happy with where we are also, right? Kind of use it as kind of keep you in line with where you were and what you wanted to do and what kind of started it, right?
Right.
I think the biggest thing for us and for Hustle was we never wanted it to be about, just the money, just the money, just the money. Because we're creatives. We want to be creative. We want to make something that looks good, take a good picture, make a good video, like whatever it is we're doing, we want to be the creative first. Because once you start kind of putting that mindset of like, oh, this is just a $10,000 project, that's cool, let's just collect the money and go. And it's like, okay, but can we be creative? Can we show
it takes away the integrity of the project too.
Yeah. So no, don't get me wrong, money is important, right?
You need money
especially
to grow.
In business. You need money. But it's keeping that mindset of like, what I do, if I could do this for free, would I? Like if I could do this project, if all my bills are paid, I had money in the bank, money wasn't even a thing, would I still want to do this project?
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the idea is like, stay on that path, because one that got you where you were, where you are, right? If you had that mindset from the beginning, that got you to where you are now. So it's obviously going to keep carrying you.
I love that.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about more of Natalia outside of Sync, right? I know it's tough because you just talked about you are your business, you're 24/7, but what do you enjoy outside of the business world?
Yeah, so I'm pretty introverted, I would say. I enjoy time at home with my husband. I enjoy dressing up my house for each holiday. So right now I'm in Christmas mode. I started right after Halloween.
Is the Christmas tree up? Yes or no?
Okay, the only reason my Christmas tree is not up right now is because my husband broke his ankle a couple days ago.
Oh,
okay. And that Christmas tree is heavy. So
was it because you started talking about decorating for Christmas? He's like, look, I got to take a dive.
I put my Christmas stuff up like November 1st. So I have everything else up, just not the tree.
Our tree is up.
It is? Oh, okay, awesome.
So we were definitely like, because my wife is saying, as soon as Halloween was over, she's like, hey, the Halloween stuff's going in the box. Christmas stuff is coming out. I was like, what about Thanksgiving? Like,
no, like, I don't like Thanksgiving decorations.
Like, they're just, it's not like, the same. You just skip right over it.
Yeah.
But it was one of those, I was like, I think it's too early for Christmas.
See, here's my theory. Christmas decorations are the best, right? Why only enjoy it for a month when you can enjoy it for 2 months?
Or 6 months. Just keep it up 24
But I like that
24/7.
it's cold outside. It's gotta be a little
Yeah,
cold
that's
out,
fair. That's
So if
fair.
it was like summer out, like I could never do Christmas in LA or Florida.
No,
Can't
I
do it.
need like I'm not a huge guy about snow, but I'm like, all right, it's got to snow on
It's gotta be
Christmas.
cold or
It's got to
snowy,
be cold.
yeah.
Yeah. I will say, in my wife's defense, she was like, I do love Christmas, but this is not why we're putting up the Christmas tree this weekend. It's because let's walk through the next 5 weekends that we have, and you tell me when we're putting the Christmas tree up. And I
Aw.
was like, all right, let's get this party started. We put on a Christmas movie. My daughter was putting ornaments on the tree. She's
Aw.
3, so she's old enough to like,
Yeah.
she keeps taking them off and putting them back on, but she was able to kind of put stuff out.
Yeah.
My son was just kind of like sitting there wobbling around because he's
Oh.
only 8 months, so he's just a fly on the wall at this
Yeah.
point. But we just we made it a thing. We made it a weekend. It was nice, very relaxing, able to turn the brain off a little bit and just kind of focus on what we're doing.
Yeah.
So it was nice to do that. It was funny because I was like, yeah, it's too early, and then she's like, we don't. You are so busy. We are so busy that we don't have. It's either now or the 23rd of December,
Yeah.
and those are like the only options.
Wow.
I was like, okay, well that's
So now you get to enjoy it for 2 months.
yeah, it's nice. It's nice. So what else? Have you ever kind of gone down the route of like talking, more kind of entrepreneurship, but like personal brand, like
Yeah, so I'm really inspired and love to motivate other women to step into their power just because I came from a place of not knowing my power. And then once I realized how powerful we are as women, and when you realize that you've been brainwashed all your life by what I call the patriarchy and things that go around and the media, the news, and movies and songs, you're always told to talk like a lady, be quiet, be soft, don't take up too much space. All of these things really affected how I viewed myself without even knowing it, right? So it was like subconscious. Like I didn't even realize that it was affecting me until I realized it was there. And then once I removed it out of my life and I started to see that I can step into my power, that it is okay for me to speak up and to take up space, everything shifted. Once I became the creator of my life, my whole life shifted. I think a lot of the time women are sold this whole story that, oh yeah, you're gonna have to work this miserable job, and then one day you're gonna meet this guy and he's gonna come and like save you, and then you don't have to work this job anymore, and that's how you can become rich and create your dream life. And it's such bullshit because when you're truly aligned and in your power and you're doing what you love, like you said, it doesn't feel like work. Abundance follows me like a magnet. I mean, I have every single thing I've ever dreamt of. I've bought it for myself, but it feels soft. It feels light. It's not like this, oh my God, I'm working like 24/7. It's because I love what I do and I've created this life and the abundance just follows with it. And I just wish more women knew that this power also exists within them, and they don't have to wait for someone to come and, rescue them. Or I met my husband while I was building my company, Before then, I wasn't even dating. I broke up with someone and just went all in on my business. I was all in on building this company. And along that way, I met my husband. I was already doing my own thing. And my partner who compliments me met me while I was in that process. It's completely different.
trying to mold somebody. Yeah.
Right. And my husband's great because he's not threatened by a woman who is comfortable in her own power. I think a lot of people also get threatened when women are strong and powerful because it's like, oh shit, when a woman is really in her power, there's nothing she can't do. And then I think a lot of men who haven't grown up see that as a threat because it makes them feel like they're not enough instead of seeing, oh, if I partner with someone like this, only sky is the limit on what we can build together,
Yeah.
So it's not a he versus she. It's more about like becoming a team together and taking over the world, essentially.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's just a lot I can talk to about women and helping them feel more confident, helping them step into their power, create whatever they want to create. And that's what I'm truly passionate about. And that also ties into my brand, right? So I've been doing it all along with Sync. But now I think I want to do more of that on a personal note because I'm in a position now where I have some time to actually create that because I have an amazing team who helps me run Sync. Whereas before I was doing everything.
Yeah. No, and it sounds like what you were doing, or a lot of the things you're doing with the business can be done on a personal level as well for intrinsic reasons. Well, that's a tongue tie. So it's definitely one where it's like a lot of the like same thing, just like we're talking about, you're nurturing a business, you're growing a business.
Right.
You can do those same things for yourself.
Yeah.
You can, you can make sure that you're good. Right. And I think a lot of things about what you were just saying, I resonate with and I understand because one, my wife, she's not an entrepreneur. I mean, she technically is now because we're married and I have a business, but she is a very crucial part of our business because I would not be able to do any of this without her. Because one, the amount of times that she has been in a meeting with me and not even know it, like, hey, I need to just put this out there and talk to somebody about it, and she listens every time and has her inputs, and kind of helps me see it from a different perspective. I think that's very crucial. But a lot of like just the flexibility of being able to have this crazy schedule and do everything and still, try to make it home before dinner. That comes from her 100%. So, but she's very like, I think that's when we started dating. That's what kind of drew me towards her, is because she's like, I know what I want. I'm very determined. It wasn't business related.
Right.
She's a nurse. So she works at Winchester Medical. So she's like, I know what I want. I'm doing this. This is my plan. This is my goal. And I was like, okay, all right. I'm liking like, and then,
she's a go-getter.
Yeah. Like, and then it quickly, I saw it shift from work to like our personal life, right? Once we knew like, it was like, we were serious and we got married, and like just a couple years after marriage, before the crazy life of kids, it was okay. And like, and we talked about like, kid, what's the plan? What's our plan? Right. I'm not worried about anybody else. What are we doing?
Right.
And we had our plan. And she said, I will be ready when we do these things. Then I'm ready. And I was like, let's go knock it out.
Yeah.
And it was, some of them were financial, some of them were personal, some of them were, I want to do certain things. Just our plan. And it was one of those where that drew me, like it almost like made me appreciate her even more, because I was like, man, like she's not running a business, but she's running her life like a bit like, so it was nice to see. And now, as hashtag girl dad, like I have a daughter and I want to see her kind of follow in that same mindset.
Yeah.
I would love for her to be an entrepreneur because that's who I am, like to be able to see that. But just for her to just want to do what she wants to do with don't worry about what the world is telling you. You focus on you, focus on what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Grow yourself, take care of yourself, right? And put the people around you that are going to build you up, not bring you down.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
So it's like, it's definitely like seeing that, and it's so crazy because I'm like, she's just this little kid, but like eventually, like she's going to have to kind of get into that, even starting like in school. Like, what do you want to do? Like, what do you like? Do you want to go play? Like, she's only 3, so it's not like full on soccer, but she started trying out soccer, and we've done gymnastics, right? These different things. And she's like, oh, I really like that. Or I really want to try this. And we're like, okay, that's fine. Let's have that motivation. So like, you want to do something, we're going to go do it. We're going to put an effort into it. We're going to do it right. Like, if you care about it, we care about it also, right? We're going to be the support system, because I want her to understand, like, if I want to do something, I can do it. Like, I can go start a business. I can go, even if it's like, I want to go work for a certain company. Cool. Put your mind to it and go do it.
That's beautiful, though, that you guys are teaching her that at such a young age.
Yeah. And then just kind of, let it grow. It throws me for a loop sometimes, because she does have a little bit of an attitude.
No, that's good. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of attitude.
Yeah. No, I jokingly say it. I'm a jokester sometimes, but I'll like make a comment towards her, like, oh yeah, she's definitely your kid now. Like, I'm like, yeah, well, obviously, like, you literally gave birth to her, but like, I just like, I can see the resemblance. And sometimes I say it in a joking way, but sometimes like, and I probably don't say it as much, and I should say it more, is like, man, I hope she follows that same path of having the same, like, I want to do this, I am doing this.
Yeah.
I know I just went through 3 years of school, but I want to completely change my path.
Yeah, like, it's okay to change your mind.
It's okay. Like, do that. it's something that we're going to get through together, but like make that decision and go with it. So that's I like it.
No, that's beautiful.
It especially with what you're talking about, like empowering and understanding, like females have a unique situation in this world, especially if they're outspoken, if they're determined, if they are kind of going against the grain, whatever that is. Cause like I hate that saying so much, especially in this context, is like, what is the grain?
Right.
Like the grain is just like a stereotypical kind of like putting it together, where it's like, I don't know. I feel like there's on both sides, there's people that are very strong and determined. So it's like, for it to be a male or female trait, it's like,
Well, I think what I've noticed on social media recently is that the patriarchy has basically been rebranded to make it sound cool on social media. So I see a lot of the, oh, you have to be in your masculine energy for dudes, right? So that's a lot of pressure on men too. And then also for women, oh, you have to be in your feminine energy, and to be in your feminine energy is to be soft, to what is it? To be submissive to whoever you're with, to let them be like this. And it's all about the other person and never about the woman. And I see, and then in return, they're going to buy you this, this, and this, right? So then you're basically in a golden prison, right? Because you don't authentically get to be yourself.
yeah.
Or I call it golden handcuffs, actually. So I think a lot of that is just rebranded, and I don't want women to fall trapped to that, because you are so capable of creating your dream life and not waiting for anything to come and save you per se. You don't need saving. When women say or when they think someone's going to come and save them, in quotes, you're basically calling yourself a victim, right?
Yeah.
So if you go out there and you start creating whatever that is, abundance will follow you, and you can go buy yourself, whatever you want, and create your own abundance the way you want. You can become that rich man that you are waiting on to come rescue you,
Yeah.
And when you realize that, it's just, there's nothing more empowering to me, because I've been on both sides where, I've dated people in the past where I didn't have a business, and, they would buy me things and it was great, but I never fully felt happy about it. Because me as a person, I always want to go and create something myself. It's a different feeling when you're looking.
You want to earn it. You want to earn it. You
Like,
don't want to
I
just hand it to
created
you.
that.
Yes.
I don't want it handed to me. It's very different. And as a woman, it is so empowering to know that you've created millions of dollars by yourself. Just you. And it wasn't handed to you. It's just a very empowering feeling that I can't even really explain. And my wish is for every woman to feel that and to know what that feels like, and that it doesn't have to be, like doing the job that somebody who's watching this may hate, right? And they're like, oh my God, but I don't want to work this job. I don't care if it pays me millions. Well, you can create something that you love and make millions too,
Yeah.
So that is possible. Think bigger. Think bigger. That's the biggest thing. And you can still be married and have a family and do all the things. And some women just want to be at home with their babies, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that either,
Yeah.
right? So it's about choosing what you want and creating that life for yourself.
Yeah, I think I can agree with that last part the most, and everything. I'll backtrack a little bit. Everything you're saying, I fully support. I think the biggest thing also is kind of like what you said, is like, it's your choice of like, hey, I want to be able to go and do this. I want to create. I want to build. I want to become this this huge thing, and that, go for it. Like,
Yeah.
I have no problem with it. I support, and hope that, I never, just in general, I never want to see any business fail.
Mm-hmm.
There's some out there that are a little crazy, but it's like, it might be crazy to me, but it's not crazy to them. Like,
Right.
so why am I going to sit here and put a negative energy towards it? But then also, like, if you have like that mindset of like, no, I do want to just support. I want my husband or my significant other to go out and be the quote unquote breadwinner, and then let me just manage
There's
the
nothing wrong
house.
with that either.
Yeah,
No.
and
That's
it's
a lot of
very,
work on its own.
yeah, absolutely. So, what's we'll kind of get into like the future of Sync and Natalia, right? And how they coexist.
Yeah.
So what we'll do the the traditional like 1-2 year 3-year plan. Like, what are you thinking?
See, I
as
don't
far
have
as
plans like that. I don't have yearly plans.
really?
It's just not crazy. I'm very type B, believe it or not. Sometimes I'm like, how do I even have a business? I don't like to plan things.
You just go
I
with the flow?
visualize every morning. I meditate every morning. It's huge for me. I've created this whole business based on manifestation. It's very science-based when you understand how it works.
I'm intrigued.
Yes.
And I'm going to stop you there because I'm definitely intrigued with the manifestation. I'm not a skeptical. I believe in it as well. I think I have I've done it myself, especially business related. Like I feel like I'm like, if you say it enough, if you believe it enough, if you work hard enough for it, it will come to you. You just got to like.
So I believe our beliefs create our entire reality. So if you believe that you have to work really, really hard to make this amount of money, you're going to have to work really, really hard to make this amount of money. And when you understand the science behind manifestation and how whole reality is just a basic sheet of belief systems about everything, and when you learn how you can change those belief systems, it actually ends up shifting your entire reality. And a lot of new entrepreneurs always ask me for advice, and the first thing I tell everybody is literally this one answer: go read Dr. Joe Dispenza, How to Break the Habit of Being Yourself. And that book changed my life. And it explains the science behind how to shift reality to work in your favor. It's all very science-based about your brain and how to switch it, how to recreate the belief systems. And I have used my business as an experiment of if this works. And I meditate every single morning for 30 days, sometimes an hour, sometimes 2 hours, depending on how bad I need it. And I didn't know how to meditate when I first started. No one knows how to meditate. It's like kind of like a muscle at the gym. You start, with low weights and you work your way up, and you have to tame that body. You have to tame that animal that tells you, I don't want to get up. Because I still, to this day, I've been meditating for years, will have something tell me, nope, I don't want to do this. I don't feel like doing this. And when I feel like that, I have to sit down even longer and tell that animal inside of me, nope, you're going to sit down and we're going to meditate. And it has changed my life. And every month I play with numbers. So I don't have yearly goals. I just keep making up crazy ass sales numbers, and we keep hitting them, literally, without writing anything down. I'm just like, how does it feel? Oh shit, we just hit, this much money this month. Oh man. Oh my God, I just inspired these women to feel so amazing. Everybody feels so good. They love the apparel. They're so happy. They feel beautiful. Boom, boom, boom. And I just started to see how it manifested into my life. In my personal life, I've manifested things. And it's just a way of living. When you find this out, it's almost like a cheat code to life. You can never go back to living in that old reality. And I've come to the conclusion that all of us, every single person, I was thinking about this while I was sitting in traffic, every single car, every person there has their own bubble of a reality that they've created. My day-to-day, different than yours, different than Artie's, different than, whoever's. Everybody has created their own little reality, and we're just like in this video game of what we've created. And when you learn how you can actually become what you want to become, it's just like a video game. Like life to me is a game at this point. I don't even take it serious because I'm like, this is the character that I'm in right now in this lifetime. Probably gonna die and then it's a different body. But for now, for the next 10 years, I think this is where I want to be. And that character for now is to keep growing Sync to inspire more women worldwide. And also for my personal brand to help others step into their power and see how amazing and worthy and wonderful they are, just because I've been on the opposite side of the spectrum where I've been really depressed in life. Before I started Sync, before I even started the digital marketing agency, tracking all the way back to my modeling past to then, being really empty on the inside, feeling really sad, to then doing a corporate job that I absolutely hated for a year and a half where I was like depressed. Like I had a batch of hair missing one day, like a bald spot. And it was because my body was like telling me, can't do it. Yeah. I can't do it. And I just couldn't fathom that this was life. And I would wake up every day and think to myself, if this is life, I don't want to do it. I hate it. I hate it here, And I was so depressed, and I would stare at the ceiling and feel absolutely no purpose. So I've been on that side. And then I read Dr. Joe Dispenza's book, and I realized I'm the creator, and all these things started to change. And I realized I can shift my reality, and my belief systems create everything around me. When I hit that, my whole life changed. So if I can teach more people how to step into their power, to know that they are the creators, and help them, I think that's my purpose in this life.
No, that's really, it's interesting because when you can actually say I've been on both sides, I mean, just like it's the old saying, proof is in the pudding. Mm-hmm. Like look at the success you're having, look at everything that's going on around you. It's one of those where it's like it it's obviously working for you. And uh so if somebody wanted to like learn or is it something that they can reach out to you and talk to you about? Like, is it something that you have goals of like getting into more, kind of like putting a structure behind it? Like, what is it that how how would you want people to kind of navigate? What would be step one? I
Well,
guess is
step
like
one is
read the
Breaking the
book.
Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. I post a lot of things on my story. Like every morning, I'll post things. Like I'm all about making people feel good. I believe like what you surround yourself with is huge. So whatever you focus on grows, right? So if you're constantly focusing on anger, hate, jealousy, this, that, lack, you're going to have more of that in your life. But if you're focusing on things that make you feel good, you're going to have more of that in your life, which is why I'm very mindful of even the content I consume on social media. A lot of it is really like low vibrational frequency stuff
It's
and
also
like
negative and
negative and it's fearful. They try to make you afraid, like how do you control mass? By creating fear. So a
yeah.
lot of the content we see is also very fear driven, right? So I just try to post good stuff, teach people a little bit here and there. I don't have a course or anything right now. I did have a course about abundance, but I just want to post more about that stuff on my social media and I have some stuff on there now as well. The other thing is like going back to Dr. Joe, a lot of people are not aware that your body is actually addicted to certain emotions throughout the day. This is science, right? So at 9 a.m. every day, a person might feel anger. So every morning at 9 a.m., this person wakes up and they're now searching for reasons to justify their anger. They're looking at content that makes them angry. They're talking to a coworker who makes them angry. They're picking a fight with the spouse. They have road rage. They're finding ways to justify that addiction to anger that the body has every morning from 9 to 11.
Interesting.
Now comes 8 p.m. The body is addicted to sadness. The body finds ways to justify that sadness. So now you're scrolling, looking at homeless animals on Instagram, looking at content that's making you sad, watching movies that make you feel sad, because the body is addicted to sadness at 8 p.m. every single day. And now your body is controlling you and producing chemicals in your mind, right? Now, if you can do the opposite, and recreate your brain, right? And teach your body to be addicted to emotions you want to feel. So every morning at 9 a.m., your body is in a state of joy. So your mind is looking for reasons to be joyful. At 8 p.m. every night, your body is in a state of gratitude. So you're looking for reasons to be grateful. You have to reprogram your mind. And this is where Dr. Joe Dispenza's work comes in. This is what I learned from that. It is mind-blowing how much you can change by becoming aware of the patterns that we have with our body and our minds throughout the day.
Almost like retraining your brain, or like
Yeah.
breaking the bad habits,
Mhm.
taking out bad habits and putting good habits in those
Yeah.
in that same position. That's
Because most people are on autopilot. We have like 90,000 thoughts a day.
yeah.
Like you
And
don't even know you're addicted to it.
you're
Where's
just
that
kind of
road
rolling
rage coming
through.
from?
Yeah.
So that changed my life too. Just understanding that and just having a business has been the biggest tool of self-development for me. It's if nothing else, it's that. It's
Yeah.
self-development, working on myself all the time. What's triggering me? Why is it triggering me? My sales are down. What's wrong with my frequency? Every time I have some issue in the business, I'm not pointing fingers at employees. I'm pointing fingers at myself to see where my frequency is on a vibrational scale, because everything to me is frequency and everything attracts to frequency. So if something's not going right at the moment, I have to shift my frequency and elevate it. And this is something I started playing on really early on in my business, where I would have like really big months and then I would self-sabotage myself because my nervous system was not ready to receive all that money. And then I would bring myself down.
Yeah.
So my sales would yo-yo. And I started to see this like pattern. I'm like, why is it like yo-yoing? It should just keep going up, right? Not up, down, up, down. So then I was like, holy shit, it's me. It's my frequency. It's my nervous system. I'm not ready to receive.
It's the energy you have. Yeah.
So once you shift it, then I started to see, oh shit, I'm so comfortable with this number. So now I want to make myself comfortable with this number. Because we all have what I call a money meter too. And this is what my course was on in the past. It's like we all have a money meter of what we're comfortable making every single month. And when we don't consciously become comfortable with passing that, you're always going to stay at that number. So you have to get really freaking comfortable as much as you want it to be comfortable with the next big number. And a lot of people self-sabotage. So they want that big number, but deep down, they have some deep-rooted beliefs that they're not worthy, which is why lotto winners lose everything. And
Yeah, and it's also like that's where like
all of it.
procrastination comes in. You see it as like, if I don't do anything, then you're kind of in a state of like pause, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not. Everything's continuously moving forward. It's very interesting. Or
Yeah.
like even like sometimes like I've talked with other entrepreneurs where they're like, they've gotten into this like the situations where they've gotten so much going on at once that they just kind of freeze, like deer in
Yeah.
the headlight.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like you almost gotta like tell your brain like, no, I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
I might not have never done it before. I might be at a point at a new stage in my business, but I can do it. Kind of like that mind over matter
Mm-hmm.
mindset of like, if you just like there was a saying that I used to think about all the time, and it was about I don't want to try to paraphrase it because I'm probably gonna completely botch it, but it was about like take the word can't like out of the vocabulary.
Right.
Like if you always tell yourself that you can do something, you'll start training your brain
Mm-hmm.
to anything that you come across, any
Yep.
issue, any hurdle, any speed bump, whatever you want to call it, right? In life, in business, and whatever hits you or is coming at you, if you never even start with, oh, I can't do that, right? Because you don't know that you can't, right? If you say you can't, then yeah, you're right. You're probably right. You can't.
Right.
If you say you can, then you're probably right.
And that
You
goes back
can.
to the belief system thing
Yes,
too.
exactly. Yeah. The other one that kind of jumped out at me as you were talking is like, everybody that whole like, everyone's got their own like bubble that they're in, and everything is like everyone. I heard it on social media. It's like one of those viral clips that I saw, and I have always thought about it and I even say it to myself.
Yeah.
Because years ago I would always get like road rage or like angry, like for whatever reason, and I kind of played in my head as like, you got to remember everybody is the main character of their life,
Mm-hmm.
right? So everybody that you come across like is just a background character of your life,
Exactly.
but a main character
Mm-hmm.
of what's in their brain. So they might not have cut you off in traffic because they're, being rude or whatever. They just see it as like this is their world. We're just living in it, and it's tough to kind of put your
Right.
mind behind that or like understand it. But once I kind of said like, look, they're in their own
Mm-hmm.
world right now. They're focusing on what they need to focus on. Like I'm doing the same thing. Like we're just trying to get to that next step. We're
Right.
trying to grow. We're trying to do what we're doing. That kind of cut out a lot of the road rage and
Yeah.
like, what the heck are you doing? Like it's more of like, nah, I'm cool. Like I'm gonna focus on me. Like I'm gonna kind of do my thing, and even just with like relationships within like the business world, networking
Mm-hmm.
and everything. It's like, there's some businesses where it's like, I've had situations where, a past me or past life would be angry or
Yeah.
spiteful or this, and I'm just like, you know what? Like if that's how they're gonna vibe, I'm cool with it. I'm not gonna do business with you, but
Right.
like I'm cool with it. Like I'm just gonna kind of do my own thing.
Yeah.
So it's like just kind of changing that mindset and focusing on what I can control within myself,
Right.
within my business, within my family. And I have a saying that I kind of live by. I'm surprised I haven't gotten it tattooed yet. Is as long as it doesn't affect me and mine, I don't
I
worry
love
about
that.
it. Like if it affects me, obviously now mine, obviously my family, my
Mm-hmm.
business, cool. If it's outside of that little area right there,
Yeah.
then
I love that.
it's definitely like I'm not going to be ignorant and kind of turn a blind eye, but I'm like, I don't like if somebody wants to go do something crazy, let them.
Yeah.
It's not going to affect me.
And
I'm
people
staying on my
project their
path.
own shit onto you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And like, it's very like,
Can't take it personal.
no, you can't. No, that's not, it's good though. I like that mindset of like, just kind of like retraining your brain,
Mm-hmm.
right? Keep the positive
Always.
vibes. Like always, like if you're always thinking negatively, like try to go like a week, and every time you have a negative thought, like stop, like literally stop walking, stop doing what you're doing. Say, I just had something negative. I'm not doing that. And then like,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like build off of that. It's like, I think if somebody tried to do that for like, or if people did that for even a week, 2 weeks, whatever, they'll start retraining their brain
Yes,
of
because
like,
the first step is awareness, and that's the hardest step.
oh, absolutely.
Because we have so many thoughts a day, so most people are just walking on autopilot,
Yeah.
not even realizing that they have so many negative thoughts. Like their body is so used to all those negative thoughts.
Yeah.
So when you take it away, it's actually really uncomfortable and it's the unknown.
And then your body's going to naturally try to put something in that spot.
The addiction is still there.
Yeah.
So it takes a very conscious effort to,
That's very interesting.
And that's where meditation comes in and helps you do that.
Yeah. No, that's very cool. That's very cool. It's
It's
just like, it's like,
mind-blowing.
yeah, it's kind of like, because I've always had that mindset. I don't think I've ever like put a title on it, but
Mhm.
I talk a lot about, you know, just that main level of, I'm worried about me, I'm worried about my family,
Mhm.
my business, and I'm not going to let anything outside of that push me too far
Right.
one way or the other. I'm just going to kind of stay my course. And then also that whole, like, you know, keeping the positive mindset, saying, you know, you can do it. You can't, like, repeat it and just kind of speak it into the world,
Yeah.
because you can, like, it. I have talked with other people of like, there's no way I could start a business. And like, I just kind of want to be like, I mean, I had that same mindset of like, you can,
Mhm.
like, you can do it, but it's, if you don't want to, that's,
Yeah, it's the fear, and everybody's on their own journey. Not everybody's meant to go and start a business.
yeah. No, and that's, yeah, kind of like what we were saying before. You know, it's, especially in this day and age where you have like the idea that you can start a business, you can create a business page on social media,
Mhm.
and you can start putting your business out into the world. Obviously, make sure, you know, you have your LLC and all the other fun stuff and whatever, however you're building it, have that in place for, you know, safety reasons,
Mhm.
right? You don't want to get too caught up in everything. But, you know, the fact that you can do that, like, you could probably get a business started within 30 days. Like, I don't
100%.
know what the exact number is,
Yeah.
but like, if you're like, hey, I want to do like coffee table refurbishing, start a business
100%.
and you can get into it. But the people that are like, no, I can't do that. No, but it's just like anything you can do to like if you can monetize it, if you can put money
Yeah.
behind it.
I mean,
Obviously, there's a market for everything.
right.
Why not? But at the same time, if you're skeptical about it, you probably shouldn't. Like, you probably should, like,
It's too scary.
yeah. So it's very interesting. So let's kind of jump back into talking about Sync a little bit. So do you guys get involved with any type of like nonprofit or anything where like you
Yeah.
give back, you work with animals, like,
Yeah,
what?
so the charity we've partnered up with is Egypt Equine Aid.
Okay.
And I fell in love with this charity back in before I even had Sync. I have never seen abuse on the scale as like what happens to the pyramid horses and donkeys and even camels in Egypt.
Okay.
And I was just flabbergasted by what I was seeing. I couldn't believe it. And this lady actually, she's from Australia. She was on vacation in Egypt and she was just traumatized by what she saw. So she sold her equine vet practice in Australia and started a nonprofit organization in Egypt called Egypt Equine Aid, and has been helping those injured donkeys and horses, and I think also camels, but mostly donkeys and horses. And they're also educating a lot of the owners there because education is a problem when it comes to horse welfare there. So they've been doing a lot of that, and it's just these pyramid horses. I can't even put it in words. You just go check out their Instagram. It's at Egypt Equine Aid and donate because they do wonderful work, and I've never seen abuse like that. So that's who I've chosen to
Interesting.
partner with. Since I even started Sync, I wasn't even profitable when I first launched, but I was still donating
Yeah.
on behalf of Sync. And I told myself that that is something we're going to continue to do always. So it's really important to me.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's
And I've also sponsored, actually, this is the first, a newer thing. I sponsored a child for therapeutic riding lessons.
nice.
So
Okay.
that was really
Okay.
cool too. Yeah.
That's gotta be very exciting.
It's very rewarding.
Yeah. So is it like, is that more local or is it like,
No, it's actually, she's in Florida. I met her at a Dr. Joe Dispenza retreat. She was
okay.
in one of the daughter was in one of the healing sessions. And then I was, it's like a whole thing when you're there and what you're doing. But I saw a lot of horses and things around her in the meditations. And I mentioned that to her mom, and her mom said, "Oh my gosh, we're actually like on a wait list for therapeutic riding. The daughter has autism." So then
Oh,
I
okay,
said,
okay.
"You know what? Why don't I sponsor your child, and I'll find a place because I'm just very connected in the horse world." So I started to reach out to my network, especially in Florida. And a friend of mine, actually one of our sponsored riders, has been helping her with that. So it's just been really
Wow.
cool. Yeah.
That is really cool. That
Yeah.
is really cool. That is
Say.
so how did like I'm
I know
interested.
it's
So
such a magical
no,
connection.
well, I'm also trying to think like so what does that entail? So that I'm assuming they take them on like horse rides
Yeah,
and
so
just
it
kind of let
helps.
them connect with the
Mhm.
animal.
So horses are very magical beings who have huge healing capability, and there's a lot of science behind how it
Calming
helps
presence.
but it also helps children with autism. I'm not a therapeutic riding instructor, so I can't tell you all the details because I
Yeah.
don't know, but I know it's improved children drastically just by working with them and grooming them and riding them. And there were children who couldn't even speak, and after working with horses, they're now speaking. So they're just magical, majestic creatures, and I
Yeah.
would die for horses.
Yeah, it's so I think the day we were shooting, I was like, I might have even called it out because I was like, I don't think I've ever been around a horse.
Yeah.
Like, I think maybe when I was like a little kid,
Yeah.
and it was one of those like walking up to it like as it
Yeah.
like it's enclosed, but like even just like sitting there and like feeding King a
Yeah.
little like whatever the muffins or whatever
Yeah.
they were, I was just like, okay, like
Yeah.
let me just calm. And but I also was like, all right, because I remember like they feed off your energy. Like you want to kind of have a good vibe, and you can kind of tell because especially when we first got there, you
Mhm.
can tell it's like, okay, what the heck's going on?
Yeah.
But kind of as the day progressed, you can feel like the energy, just the whole
Calm.
energy is kind of
Oh, and he
calmed.
loves cameras.
Yeah,
He was so good for you guys. He's like, he knew what to do. You
yeah.
guys rolled up and he was like, "I'm here. I'm
He's
king.
like,
I'm the CEO of Sync. It's not
yeah,
Natalia. Let's
yeah.
do
The
this."
shoot is for me, not
Yeah.
her. That's what's going on here.
Yeah.
She just set everything
Oh,
up.
he's yeah.
That's yeah. So
Well,
that's
he's the
good.
reason the company exists. So
Yeah. So you had him before you started the company?
yes, I was actually someone who was super depressed and at that stage of my life. I started to think about what made me happy, and it was always horses. So again, I ran to horses, and I started to volunteer at a facility that was like rehoming and rehabbing ex racehorses.
Okay.
And the day I got there was actually the same day King got there, and I had no idea I was gonna buy him. It was such a weird place in my life, and I ended up buying him and working off his board. Board means like basically his rent and food at this facility that I was
Okay. Okay.
volunteering at. So I ended up working there, and he's the whole reason my company exists. He whipped me into shape. I was a completely different person before I met him. I was very insecure. I was afraid to speak up. I was very muted. I was very just afraid. And he came into my life and completely transformed my life. He gave me strength and a sense of confidence, and he's still doing that to this day. He is my mirror and he is my ultimate teacher in this life, and I owe him every single thing that I have built in my life. If it weren't for him, none of it would exist. I know that. So
That's
I
awesome.
would die for that horse.
That's awesome.
He is
Yeah,
my
and
best friend.
you can tell just with how you were interacting and vibing off each other, especially when we like I said, when we first got there, we started you can tell like it was like, early in the morning,
Yeah.
what's going on? Hold on a second here. But I do kind of I can see I need to be confident in what I'm saying because obviously the horse is much larger than
Yeah.
a person and they're strong like they're naturally bigger what the whole thing, so you have to be confident in directing,
Myself.
right, confident in yourself because I see it as like and I'm no horse expert.
Hmm.
Like I've, that one day did not make me an expert, but I kind of felt like I was like, no, I understand it, like
You
you
can't
have to be,
pretend.
you can't pretend, you have to be, you have to like it's got to be genuine because they'll kind of feed off of you, and if they can feel like you're not genuine, then they're going to kind of run the show, they're going to do what they want to do,
Or
because at
be
the end of
more afraid even.
yeah, or like why are you, yeah, that makes sense, that makes a lot of sense, that's very interesting.
Yeah. They're the ultimate teachers and mirrors. I love horses. I think they are just truly magical. That's the only way to put it.
Nice. Yeah, yeah, it um I would think about trying to horseback like ride a horse
Yeah.
once. I would maybe. Maybe I'll stick with the muffins for a couple more rotations. But
Yeah.
So what's next for Sync? What's going on? What's in
Just
the
keep growing the brand, keep inspiring more women to step into their power, and just keep going the way we've been going. I mean, I'd say we're one of the top global brands, but maybe I want to be the number one global brand. Not maybe, I am going to
yeah?
be the number one global brand.
You can speak it
Yeah.
into the world. What's next for Natalia?
Just also to inspire more women. Now that I have a team working for Sync, I can take more time to work on that aspect of building the brand. My husband and I are also thinking about possibly having a baby, so that's another thing. On the personal note,
Okay.
it's just a little bit overwhelming because I don't get paternity leave.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's coming down the line, and I think family is the most important thing. So I'm excited to
It's very exciting.
possibly explore that chapter of my life next.
Yeah. It sounds like you have a strong team,
Yeah.
right? So I think I'll say this from a parent, you will never feel like you're like 100% ready.
Yeah,
Like
that's what everybody's telling me too.
you
That
just
like you just
gotta,
need to do
yeah.
it. And I'm
And
going on 38 next year, so I'm like, you know what? I'm 37 right now. I probably should
yeah,
just go for it.
yeah. And the other
I
side of
feel
it,
like I'm 25 though, so that's the thing.
speak it into the world. Yeah, it's one of those where, and you have, I'm confident you have the mindset of like, and it sounds like your husband probably does too, of like,
Mhm.
we're gonna figure this out. We got to figure it out. Like,
Yeah.
whatever life is thrown at us, whatever it is gonna be,
Yeah, and
we're
my
gonna get
husband's
through it.
great. You know, I truly have a teammate. It wouldn't feel like all the responsibility is gonna fall on me, and I gotta run a business, and I gotta be a wife, and you know.
Yeah.
So he is great with kids also, and yeah, we would be a team, which makes me more confident in being able to do it all.
So is he also in the entrepreneur kind
No,
of
so my
field?
husband, I guess, yeah, I would call him an entrepreneur because he's always been in sales, but he's a consultant for government contracting companies.
Okay. Okay.
So he consults them on things and sells them onto, what the company has and things like that. So
Gotcha.
a
No, that makes
salesperson
sense.
to me, I always think is a very entrepreneurial thing. That was my background before I started Sync.
Same energy. If
Yeah,
you,
very similar.
especially commission-based sales,
Yeah.
like if you
You got to
don't
read
get anything,
people, you got all of that.
yeah,
So,
same thing. It's just it's a little
and my
different.
sales job helped me so much with this company too.
Yeah,
The corporate job that I hated, where I was like crying every day. I was like, I hate this.
yeah.
So
Get me out
imagine
of here.
like from going like my life changed so drastically. So I went from being a model in New York, right? Imagine red carpets. I partied with Leonardo DiCaprio, Rihanna next to me, all of these crazy things. I was really unhappy though, right? So imagine that life. And then I leave New York and I come to the DC, Virginia area. And I'm like, I need to do a corporate job because like that's accepted by society and like this is what I should be doing with my life. And let me do the rat race. And I start working for a staffing company where I did the sales part. So from 8 until 12 or 1 p.m. every single day, I had to cold call people and get C-level meetings with executives to meet them and then sell them on the candidates that we had for the job, right? So imagine from going from that lifestyle of like where your looks got you into places to now only depending on your voice to close deals with these C-level execs, which was huge. So even though I hated that job, it taught me a lot. And it was
Yeah,
such a drastic change. I went from that to that. And I may have hated it, but I was really good at it. I was like one of the top sales reps in the whole country. They had like 50 plus franchises, but I worked really hard. And it made me realize that I was like so much more than I even used to think, you know? But then I was truly, again, just like the modeling thing, really unhappy. But I learned a lot. And every single experience in my life that I had, every single freaking job, even my first job, I think was like at a burger spot when I was 15. Every single job I've had has helped me build this company.
yeah,
From being the model, because who used to model the clothes when we first launched? Me. From doing business to business sales, understanding emails, like even how to structure an email correctly is so important, right? Talking to your customers, customer service, all of these things I learned from that corporate job that I didn't like, you know?
yeah.
So the digital marketing agency I started taught me how to get into digital marketing and how Facebook ads and all these things work. So even if you're not where you want to
Stepping
be,
stones.
right, every single job, whether you like it or not, is going to help you in the end. So I will never shit on that job as much. I talk a lot of shit about it because it was truly, that company was brutal.
There's a difference between not liking it.
Yeah, but that company worked their employees into the ground. I have a lot to say about that, but I'm very grateful for it because it gave me I had to rely on a voice. I had to get rejected over and over. People hanging up on me every single day, telling me no, built resilience, built like this strength of like, I don't give a fuck if the door slams in my face 100 times, I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah.
You know, that New York lifestyle wasn't gonna teach me that, you know?
Yeah. No.
So it just truly set me up for this path that I'm on right now. So I'm grateful. And yeah, if you're not liking your job, it's gonna help you in one way or another with your next venture. That's what I always tell people.
Take the good out of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Focus on the good.
Focus on what you're getting out of it, even if you don't like it. That was very similar to like my first job right out of college. I did not like. It was one of those where I was like, I got to get something. I'm gonna, But I look back and I'm like, that taught me a lot of people skills,
right?
Because I worked at a call center, so I was customer care for a company, and it was one of those where it was a lot of negativity every day, negative.
Oof, that's the worst.
And and don't get me wrong, it wasn't 100%. There was some calls that came in that was just kind of standard and good, but a lot of times it was people calling, complaining. Like, how many times do you call customer service?
Right.
You'd be like, hey, look, everything's great. I love your product. Thank you. And then hang up.
Right.
Like I had one guy in the 3 years I worked there. I had one guy. It probably took thousands of phone calls. One guy called and was like, hey, everything looks great. I got everything. I'm happy. What else do you need from me? I was like, to stay on the phone for another 20 minutes because I'm about to leave work. And so, but looking back, I'm like, I built relationships, network, the whole thing, made some good friends. I mean, one of the coworkers that I had there was in my wedding. So it's like, I made these connections.
Lifelong friends, yeah.
But then also kind of helped me with like communication and
customer service
and like it feeds into it. So
it's butterfly effect.
Yeah. If you take out what the good from the situation, right? Not every situation is perfect. Not every situation is how you want it to be. But if you take the experience, if you take the knowledge, if you take what you've gained from it, good or bad, and put it towards the next thing, then it's stacking.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate you sitting down. This was a really kind of insightful. It was a fun episode.
Yes.
I think talking about everything we talked about is very interesting. And I will say this. I was going to say at the beginning, but I didn't want to jinx us.
Yeah.
But this is actually the first Hustle podcast
nice.
in our new studio. So you were like, we'll have you like sign the wall.
I don't know. Like I love this.
Yeah. So like I don't know, we'll do something crazy. But it's kind of a revamp. We kind of went into a little bit of a lull because we were moving and a lot of other stuff, but it was definitely one of those where we wanted to kind of get back into it, and who better than Sync. So
thank you for having me. I had a lot of fun too.
Yeah, cool. Absolutely. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna put all your information, everything personal, Instagram, all the different stuff. We'll put it in the description. So if you're interested in connecting, we'll put Sync Equestrian, the website, everything will be down there. So if anybody that's seeing this wants to connect, wants to follow, definitely go follow on Instagram.
Yes.
Personal and business, right? So you can see the best of both worlds. And then cool. I think that's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for sitting down. It was a good conversation. So all right, guys. See you on the next one.